Okay.
And then weathering and
Igneous
erosion
rocks, what is?
happens.
It cools and
Igneous.
right? Okay. Next.
And then weathering and erosion happens.
All right.
And sediments, and
Sediments, what do they include inside? Rocks and what all? What do they have along with the sediments? They have fossils. They have clay particles. They have dead leaves, dead plants. They have fossils. And what happened to them? They get
and then it's like compactation, and then sedimentary rocks.
compacted and cemented.
And then sedimentary rocks form.
Very good. Then
And then heat and pressure,
when,
and they become metamorphic
when
rocks.
heat and pressure is applied because of heat and high pressure,
Yeah.
to metamorphic. Even igneous can change to metamorphic if you apply high heat and high pressure. So this is how the cycle goes on. Again, these rocks, if you melt, igneous and sedimentary, or the metamorphic, if you melt, you will again get a magma, and then again it can change to igneous, sedimentary, so that this cycle goes on, and that's the reason this cycle is called as rock cycle.
Rock cycle.
Now, do you know any example of igneous? Ahel. Do you know any example of igneous? Ahel. Do you know any example of igneous?
Granite.
Granite, excellent. Okay. Granite, basalt, an example of sedimentary. Sedimentary. I'll give you one example.
Limestone.
Oh, yes, very good.
Sandstone.
Yes. That means you are the one who understood the lesson. I don't know about others. Now others, now they have joined. Judy have joined. Judy, tell me the names of the rocks. Tell me the 3 types of rocks.
Igneous,
Huh?
metamorphic,
Okay.
sedimentary.
What happened to you? You look sleepy, or are you tired with something? Tired of attending these classes, right?
No.
Honestly, no. Okay. So let me start with your volume. Wait a minute. We are in 3rd unit and lesson number 3 classes of rock. So yesterday we studied about igneous intrusive and extrusive. When I say intrusive, it is inside. When I say extrusive, it is outside. Now, what is the composition? The mineral and organic rock contain, I told you composition, it's mainly consists of silica. Mostly of silica. Mostly they contain silicon inside. Now here we said what is the texture? If you see the size, the shape and the position of the grains that make up the rock, the grains inside, how the grains are attached, maybe they are big grains or small grains or coarse. Coarse means like when you buy sugar, girls, you have sugar with coarse sugar, you have sugar with fine sugar. There are different kind of sugars. When I say coarse sugar, you can see those cubes, small cubes. But when you say fine, it is finely grinded. That can
Yes.
your eyes. Similarly, even when you crush the rocks, you can see that whether they are coarse or whether they are fine. And the texture of rock may give us an idea how the rock is formed. Igneous can be fine-grained or coarse-grained depending upon the magma, how much time it takes to cool. It depends upon that. Okay, and metamorphic depends upon the rock's original composition. I told you any rock when you apply pressure and heat, so it depends upon the original composition, how the original rock was. Now here we have sandstone. When I say sandstone, mudstone, what is it, girls? From where it comes? From igneous or sedimentary? Sandstone, mudstone. These all are from sedimentary rocks. And coming to intrusive, I said, what is the difference between intrusive? Intrusive is deep inside the earth when they get cool. When the magma cools, it is intrusive. When the lava cools, it is extrusive. And in intrusive rocks, there are large rocks formed inside. The minerals form large visible crystals. Therefore, intrusive rock generally has coarse grain structure. Remember this, girls? This point, that intrusive rocks have coarse grain structure. They are mainly large crystals. The inside, when it cools, they are large crystals. Girls, outside, when the lava flows, it bursts out. So the lava goes very far, and they even form those small crystals because it goes and throw itself outside. Again, example of intrusive rocks are granite and diorite. Both are ITE, granite and diorite. This is the example of diorite, what they show here. And granite, when you press pressure and high heat, it will form marble. Understood till here?
Yes.
We have extrusive. What is the difference between extrusive and intrusive? Let me write it here. What is the difference between extrusive and intrusive? When I say intrusive, this is intrusive, and here it is extrusive. Now here, in intrusive, you have large crystals, and in intrusive, you have small crystals. Okay. Similarly, when I talk about intrusive, I will say that they have coarse grain particles. Coarse grain particle. And also they are inside, they form inside the, what you call it, inside, that is magma. Okay. And now this is outside, and lava cools very quickly. So there's very little time of crystal formation because there is little time for crystal. They might have very small crystals. You have very small crystals, and you have fine grain, girls. The structure, how it is fine grain. There you had coarse grain. Here you have fine grained texture. Here the example was granite, and here you have an example of obsidian, girls. Obsidian. or it's also called as volcanic glass. It just looks like a glass, guys. And the other examples of extrusive are basalt, basalt. Okay, if you want, just take a picture of this. This is very important for later on also, guys. That extrusive and difference between the extrusive and intrusive. Even in the choose the pen, it will help you out. If I ask you fine grain, you must know extrusive. If I ask you coarse grain, you must know it's intrusive. Large crystals, intrusive igneous rocks. Small crystals, extrusive igneous rocks. Examples, this is granite, this is obsidian and basalt.
Okay.
Now, where the tension is causing the earth crust to pull apart, you can even sometimes find lava in places. Directly lava. Now here, you have in sedimentary rock, there are three types of sediment. One is clastic sedimentary rock, chemical sedimentary rock, and you have organic sedimentary rock. What are you doing? Singing? Miss Zishan, Miss Dana, who's singing?
Huh?
I heard somebody singing, if I'm not wrong. You have clastic, there are three types of sedimentary rocks. Clastic sedimentary rock, you have chemical sedimentary rock, and you have one more, that is organic sedimentary rock. Now we'll go one by one. All right. Give a reading to this, Noor. Plastic.
Where, miss?
What can you see?
Clastic sedimentary rocks form when sediments are buried, compacted, and cemented together by sal
Or quartz.
or quads. The size of the sediment or clast that make up the rock is used to classify clastic sedimentary rocks. Fine grained sedimentary rocks in which grains are too small to be seen include mudstone, siltstone, and
Okay.
shale.
Just
Sandstone.
hold on. Highlight this part that usually in this clastic one, you have fine grained sedimentary rocks. And what are the example of clastic? The examples are mudstone, siltstone, and shale. Sandstone, it's an example, but it is a medium grain. It is not fine grain. It is a medium grain clastic sedimentary rock. Then we have breccia and conglomerate. They are coarse grain clastic sedimentary rocks. Conglomerate means, girls, like pebbles, cobbles, boulders. Okay, again, there are three examples of sedimentary: clastic sedimentary, mudstone, siltstone, shale, and we have sandstone. In this, mudstone and siltstone are fine grain, sandstone are little bit medium grain, and breccia and conglomerate, they are coarse grain. So all examples are again important. That's why I'm highlighting them. This comes under clastic sedimentary rock. Coming down to chemical sedimentary rock. Yes, no, read it out.
Chemical sedimentary rocks form when water, usually seawater, evaporates. Most water contains dissolved minerals. As water evaporates, the minerals in water become concentrated to the point that they precipitate out of solution and crystallize. Halite or rock salt is an example of chemical sedimentary rock. It is made of sodium chloride. Halite forms when sodium ions.
1 minute. Who will say me what is sodium chloride? Last year, again, I have told you all. What is sodium chloride? Anyone? Anything you remember about sodium chloride? If you don't, please remember now is the salt, what you eat, the daily ingredient, what your what your mom puts in the food, salt. It is sodium chloride. You know, it is formed from the beaches, and so that's what they are saying. Sometimes sedimentary rocks are formed. They form, you know, the huge rocks of salt. So that is nothing but sedimentary rock. So usually seawater evaporates. So the minerals which are in the water, they become concentrated. They become more concentrated and becomes salty. So that is an example of rock salt, halite, or it's an example of sedimentary. It is made from sodium chloride. Halite forms from sodium ions and chlorine ions in shallow body of water, becomes so concentrated that halite crystallizes to form. Halite crystallizes and forms solutions from solution. It becomes crystals from solution because a lot of water evaporates and leave halite and sodium salt, I mean the salt and the rock salt, which is nothing but sodium salt, which we are using in our daily use. They said we have left over like beaches of salt bed. We have very like, see this one, these all are salts. We say the Bonneville salt flats near the Great Salt Lake in Utah are made largely of halite. You'll not find any water here. All salts are remain like a bed, ancient lake bed. Okay, we just have 2 more pages. What are organic? When I say organic with the name, you must know that these sedimentary rocks have fossils inside. Once animals like limestone. Okay, the skeletons of these marine organisms, which are made of calcium carbonate, you know, the eggshells, the shells, which are dyed, and mostly even when you go to a seashore, you find those, you know, shells lying there on the ocean floor that mix with these animal remains together with the sediments are buried, compacted, cemented, and to form a fossiliferous limestone. The best example is Coquina. Coquina is a limestone which is having fossil inside that contains the shells of marine mollusks that have been cemented together by calcite. Chalk, what you write on the board, it's a white limestone that is made up of skeletons of microorganisms, guys. Chalk, what you write using on the board, the blackboard, that is made of skeletons of animals, of microorganisms, okay, that are found in deep ocean. Coal is another type of organic, but it is from dead plants. And then later on, with the increase in pressure, it is obtained. So when I say clastic, you must know that they are fine, coarse, and you get everything. When I say chemical, you can give me any example. Our best example is sodium chloride. When I say organic, you can give me example of Coquina. Got it, guys? Till here, did you understand?
Yes. Yes.
Why grade 7 is so sleepy always? Why only grade 7? Grade 6 is talking to us. Grade 5 is talking to us. Are you all so tired with your syllabus, or are you all so tired sitting at home? What is it? At least talk to us and let us know the reason.
Kind of not like a normal school.
Of course, it's not like a normal school, Dana. We all are facing through it. Even me, I'm saying you, I never have a habit of sitting like this and teaching, but I have to sit on the chair for a long time just to teach. So, but you know, when you all participate, that will make us explain more. We will be more efficient if you are talking to us, or if you are at least one day. Okay, now just, you know, you can just watch this video and then we'll end up the class.
Notice how you can see large crystals in the rocks? Igneous rocks can have many different textures. Some common textures are coarse-grained, fine-grained, vesicular, porphyritic, and glassy. The texture of an igneous rock depends on the magma or lava, how quickly it cools, the environment in which it cools, and its composition. Click each image to learn more about igneous rock texture. This rock. Notice the large grains and crystals that you see. This rock is called gabbro. It is an intrusive igneous rock that cools very slowly over a long period of time. Earth's internal heat allows these rocks to cool slowly.
You know that when magma comes out as lava, the lava will cool very faster because of the air around it. But magma is inside, still is heated up. So it will take larger time to cool and form large crystals. This is what they mean.
Crystals to form within the rock. Called diorite. How do you think this igneous rock formed? Intrusively or extrusively? If you said intrusively, you would be right. The large grains visible in this rock formed when the rock cooled slowly over time. This is another sample of a fine-grained igneous rock called glassy igneous rocks. Another sample of a fine-grained igneous rock called rhyolite. Scientists will often use a hand lens to see the grains of a fine-grained igneous rock. These rocks, like this piece of obsidian, form extremely quickly. These igneous rocks have no visible crystals and often look like glass.
Tell me, girls, which forms intrusively inside? Gabbro, rhyolite, or basalt, or obsidian? At least guess and tell me. Girls, which one forms inside? Gabbro, rhyolite, basalt, or obsidian?
We can't see the video.
Gabbro, girls.
Coarse-grained igneous rock cools.
Yeah, miss, we can't see the video.
You can't see the video?
No.
There are three types of sediment.
Rocks. The texture of an igneous rock. There are three types of sedimentary rocks: clastic, organic, and chemical. Clastic sedimentary rocks form when fragments of other rocks are compacted and cemented together. Click the dots on the line to learn more about the process by which clastic sedimentary rocks form. Water, wind, ice, and gravity work together to break apart and transport rock. These rocks break away from stream beds, stream banks, and hillsides. As they are transported from one place to another by wind or water, they break into smaller and smaller fragments.
Wait a minute.
Rock fragments are called sediments. Eventually, the wind or water carrying sediment slows down, and the sediments are deposited. As more and more sediments are deposited over time, the sediments are compressed and cemented together, forming rocks. Most sedimentary rocks are formed from fine, small sediments. However, there are some sedimentary rocks that form from large pieces of other rocks. These sedimentary rocks are called conglomerates or breccias. After hundreds and thousands of years, sedimentary rocks form thick layers. These layers show a geologic history of the area. You just learned how clastic sedimentary rock forms. There are two other types of sedimentary rock, chemical sedimentary rock and organic sedimentary rock. Click the images to learn more about each type.
I told you, right, girls? Salt flats, these are chemical. And I told you coquina is organic, which has molluscus inside. Now again, just see this so that you just revise it.
Salt flats are made of chemical sedimentary rocks called evaporites. Chemical sedimentary rocks form when minerals precipitate or settle out of water. Salt flats also form when the water from a saltwater lake evaporates, leaving salt behind that forms a chemical sedimentary rock. Chemical sedimentary rocks include rock salt, gypsum, and limestone. These rocks form when a large amount of a mineral is dissolved in water. The mineral then settles out of the water, forming a chemical sedimentary rock. Gypsum, pictured here, is used to make drywall.
The chalk, what you write, I told you it's from dead organic skeletons of some fossils of microorganisms.
Did you know that some rocks are made from once living things? Organic sedimentary rocks form when the remains of plants or animals settle to the bottom of a lake or ocean floor. After they settle, the remains of these organisms are compacted and cemented together, forming organic sedimentary rocks. The White Cliffs of Dover are made up of chalk. This chalk is composed of single-celled organisms that have been cemented together to form huge cliffs. Coquina is a form of organic sedimentary rock. Coquina forms when broken shells of clams, oysters, and other animals are cemented together to form rock.
So these are with the dead shells which are found in the beach.
Limestone is considered both a chemical sedimentary rock and an organic sedimentary rock. Limestone can form when calcium carbonate precipitates out of seawater, making it a chemical sedimentary rock. Limestone can also include pieces of coral and shells, making it an organic sedimentary rock.
That's it for today's class, girls. Have a nice day.